Hello, welcome to another SCLC Today. We are here to bring about the crisis of society, dealing with many issues. And we know sometimes people don't understand what the leadership, not only SCLC, but other organizations goes through. And it's not an easy task. But we're just getting back from Memphis. And to let you know that Memphis was just a good example of the systemic racism and problems that we have today. Racism is a virus. It's not black, white, green, or blue. It's embedded in this system, in this country. Now, let me be sure to inform you that you're not going to find many people of leadership roles who see it the way we see it here at SCLC, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Many people didn't see it the way Dr. King saw it, but I promise you, we'll give you the facts, and you can decide for yourself. We don't bash anyone, any type of movement that might not be similar to what we do, because we are different. We are direct action, and Dr. King and others paid the price. It's a price to be paid to fight for freedom. Freedom ain't free. So I just want to let you know, we support all movement of justice and equality. But just like we don't criticize other people in terms of that movement, and hopefully they don't criticize us, because somebody and some leadership in a role of SCLC, with the historicity that we have to stand truth to power. We have to stand and face it. Matter of fact, Dr. King said, silence in the face of evil is evil itself. And most times, silence is betrayal. So all I'm saying is that we have a job to do. And when we talk about the facts, you can talk loud, you can shout at us, but you can't debate us on the facts when we have the facts. We're dealing with a humongous problem within our system. And we understand that systemically, this system has not been truthful with us. We have to have a healing process in terms of the transatlantic African slave trade. America has never been healed from the transatlantic African slave trade. And we're fooling ourselves. We're marking time if you think we can go beyond and be successful as a race. And when I say race, I'm talking about fair-minded thinking people, not the pigmentation of a skin in terms of black, white, green, or blue. I'm talking about the mind, where we want all of God's children to be free. But it's a cost. And sometimes supreme sacrifice, your life. We must understand you cannot be afraid to tell the truth. The indoctrination of racism is a virus. And CDC has said it's a threat to public health. It is a virus because people are being indoctrinated into the mindset of the oppression of other people. The oppression of other people. Racism has nothing to do with the pigmentation of your skin. It has everything to do with control, power, and money. Economically, this system refused to give us a real partnership at the top of construction, of building an empire like Sherwin-Williams is doing. It is a historical 155, 156-year-old company in this country that refused to bring African Americans and people of ethnicity of black and brown to the top of their industry. We're talking about a partnership. We're not talking about no subcontract. We're talking about the financial gains that other people are able to sustain in today's society. I asked the question, whatever city or town you live in, how many African Americans own the skyscrapers? Who built the skyscrapers? All of the wealth is centered around construction. And we need to realize this. The best way to give us involuntary reparation is to give us the real contract. The real contract. Why you can't give African Americans the real contract? And I'm talking about truism of contract, where the African Americans who are in partnership with these elaborate building contracts, elaborate profit-making contracts, because America has never shared in the profit. We're still looking for our 40 acres and a mule. I want mine, and you should too. So as we close, economic development, that's what SCLC is all about. And repetition is the mother of skill. That's what Dr. King was talking about when he told Harry Belafonte, and you're going to hear me saying it over and over and over. Harry, I have integrated my people into a burning house. Into a burning house. And basically what he was saying is that I forgot the economics. I forgot the economics. Number one is economics. Number two is politics. Because when you have the economics, you can control somewhat to some portion the politics. Politics is all about who gonna get the money. Economics, number one. Politics, number two. Number three, law enforcement. The community should have some type of control and advisory council board in all communities working with the police department, because you wouldn't have the unsupervisedness of what you had in Memphis, Tennessee. And they were black police officers. But there was no efforts or no concentration in terms of the 5 steps I'm giving you. Number three, law enforcement. We must be able to communicate with them and they communicate with us. Number four, media. Media, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you get the truism of what's going on. You're not going to get it on traditional networks. And we have to stop depending upon that. You got to dust yourself off and come and get the truth. Steele, how did you get this information? 3 ways. 3 ways to gain knowledge after you get your traditional education, your formal education. 3 ways. It's a continuation. You heard of a continuation of education? It's continuation of getting information to inform you of what's the structure of going on in terms of society. Media, number 4. What's number 5? Education. Education is number 5. You can educate yourself if you start off with number 1, economics. That's the basis. So basically what we're saying is that economics is something that we all must understand that is missing from the component of making everything fair. And in terms of reparation, involuntary reparation, give us the real contract. That's basically what we're saying. We're taking out the trades out of school. You can do academic and trade. They both are academics. You have to study and understand the education components of both sides, from the vocational education, trade schools, trades in the high school, middle school, as well as the academics. You know, you can be a vocational expert and still own a business. You can own various businesses, drugstores, restaurants, hotels. You can do both. We can chew bubble gum and walk at the same time. That's all I'm saying. Don't eradicate the opportunity of economics in terms of we should get. That has a lot to do with why government, to a large degree, all aspects of government, not just Florida, that's why they don't want you to know your history. So if they try to relieve you of that opportunity of not getting your historicity of who you are as a person and as a race and in society, you have to get it for yourself. Travel, read, and build relationships. That's what you get when you bring about a truism of the factual finding. You can't wait to get it off a major network. I won't call no particular network. You can't get that off the TV. They're not going to give it to you. You have to get out of that recliner or that soft chair or that couch and go get it globally in a globalized society. Thank you so much for tuning in. Memphis is going to be the start of where we're going in terms of economic development. And you must realize, just like with Miss Mamie Till Mobley, whom my wife and I knew very well, very close friend, Emmett Till mother, just like that particular incident, all of these, not just Memphis, all of these same crises that we have in law enforcement, is nothing more than like a slave patrol. They had that during slavery. It's a slave patrol out to castrate and eliminate African Americans. Used to be black men, but it's black men and black women now. Majority black men, because of what we stand for. Have a great day, because we love you and God does too.